Welcome to this mindful movement practice. I am Michelle Vandehay. Welcome to my channel. I offer movement practices, guided meditation, and I also host a podcast here. So you're welcome to subscribe, like this video. Maybe if this is something you enjoy, you might save it to a playlist. I know I have several playlists on YouTube as well. So this will be a movement practice. You are welcome to explore this standing, sitting, maybe on the floor, or maybe you have a seat. I just have a block with a pillow on it. You might explore this lying down as well. So whatever you're choosing, finding your connection points between you and the surface beneath you. This is an opportunity for you to show up as yourself and explore yourself and explore your body with also holding space that it may not always feel good to explore your body. So as you are settling in, maybe taking a moment to notice the connection points between you and the surface beneath you. So maybe noticing the bottoms of your feet with the surface beneath you. Maybe you have the sides of your legs, maybe your sit bones, which are the bones that we sit on, and noticing that. You might also notice your lower back or maybe your shoulder blades or the back of your head connecting to the surface beneath you, whether you're standing, sitting, or lying down. You're always welcome to come back to this connection point, this center point throughout the movement practice. And at any time, if you like to close your eyes or lower your gaze, you're welcome to do that. Then as we begin some movement, maybe bringing some movement into your head or your neck. So that might look like tipping your head to one side and then tipping it back over to the other side. That's one option. Another option might be to tip your head to one side, and then maybe you roll your chin down towards your collarbones and then roll your head towards the other side. So a couple different options, exploring some movement with your head and your neck. Maybe tipping your head to one side and rolling your chin towards your collarbones, rolling your head from side to side, or maybe you tip your head back and forth. So maybe you have your head on one side and then you tip it towards the other. There's no right or wrong way to explore this movement. As you're exploring this, you might take a moment, maybe you notice a sensation or a feeling in the side of your neck. Maybe you notice something in your shoulders. Maybe you notice something somewhere else, or maybe you don't notice anything at all. If you are noticing something, you're welcome to move towards or away from that sensation. So if you're moving towards it, it might look like holding in a pause, or maybe you move back and forth over that sensation, or you might choose to move away from it. It's your choice, what you do with the information. And then as you're ready, coming back to that center place, maybe bringing some movement into our shoulders. So that might look like rolling your shoulders. So maybe you're rolling your shoulders around. You might also choose to maybe put your hands on your shoulders with your elbows out towards the side and maybe drawing circles with your elbows on the walls. You can move as fast or as slow as you'd like. There's no rush. And maybe going in one direction and then the other direction. As you're moving, you might take a moment to notice your breath. Your breath might be linked with the movement. So maybe you're inhaling for part of the movement and exhaling for another part of the movement. Or maybe your breath is moving independently of the movement. Take a moment to notice your breath If you've been going in one direction, you might switch directions now. Maybe you choose to do one side and then the other. Exploring movement in your shoulders however you would like. And then as you're ready, coming back to center, and maybe exploring some movement in your torso or your body. So maybe exploring some twisting motion. So this might look like whether you're standing or sitting, or maybe even lying down. You might turn your body to one side, and then maybe you take one hand to the opposite knee or opposite leg. You might explore putting the other hand behind you somewhere. There's You don't need to pull or push really hard. This can be as stretchy or as not stretchy as you would like. And you might hold this in a pause, or maybe you choose to move back and forth from one side to the other. So maybe you choose movement, continuous movement, twisting your body from side to side, or maybe you choose to hold in a pause. So you might hold in a pause on one side, maybe lifting, maybe turning your head towards the wall. So maybe you're turning your head with your spine. If you've been staying in a pause on one side, you're welcome to switch sides when you're ready. So maybe switching sides. If you switch sides and then you feel like you don't want to stay there, you're always welcome to go back to the first side. You don't have to be even on both sides. We can choose to explore each side a little differently. And then as you're ready, bringing your body back to center. And then maybe we explore a little bit of movement in your legs or your hips. So you might explore this lying down or sitting or standing. So with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, maybe you explore tipping your knees from one side to the other. So you might tip your knees from one side and then tip them over to the other. If you're standing, maybe you're bending your knees and tipping from side to side. You might be doing more of a swaying with your hips. So you're always welcome to explore this in whatever way you'd like, or explore something completely different. So maybe tipping your knees from side to side. You might hold in a pause on one side, or you might choose continuous movement. Whether you're choosing movement or stillness, you might take a moment to notice. You might notice a sensation in your hips, maybe in your legs. Maybe you notice something somewhere else, or maybe you don't notice anything at all. There's no right or wrong way. If you are noticing something, you're welcome to move towards that sensation by maybe holding it a pause, or maybe you move back and forth over that sensation, or you're welcome to move away from it. So you can choose what you do with the information that you receive. Maybe tipping your knees from side to side, maybe holding in a pause. And then as we're coming towards the end of this short practice, you're welcome to explore anything else in your body that you'd like to explore. So maybe there's something we didn't get to that you'd like to explore. Maybe it's some movement with your feet or your ankles. Maybe you're rolling your ankles out. You might want to explore maybe another part of your body in a different way. Maybe you want to just wiggle it out. So maybe you want to just get some wiggles out. So you're welcome to do that. Maybe you go from sitting to standing, maybe from standing to sitting. Maybe moving that energy. You might be trying to be energized by this movement. So maybe you get do some wiggles. Maybe you're trying to settle in. So maybe you choose stillness. So you can choose whatever you'd like to do with these final moments of this practice. And then as we're coming to a close, you're welcome to come back to center. Your center might look different from where you started. So maybe you started out sitting and you want to stand, or maybe you want to lie down, or maybe you were lying down and now you're sitting. Wherever your center is, you're welcome to put one or both of your hands on your collarbones or one or both of your hands on your stomach. Maybe taking a moment to take some intentional inhales and exhales. So maybe you intentionally inhale and intentionally exhale, intentionally inhale and intentionally exhale. You're welcome to continue with that, or maybe you bring your breathing back to its normal breathing rhythm. Taking a moment to acknowledge your body, acknowledge the sensations. If you felt any sensations, just taking a moment to acknowledge this time that you took to explore and maybe move your body a little bit. And then as you're ready, you're welcome to open your eyes if your eyes were closed. Thank you so much for joining me for this session. Again, you're welcome to subscribe, leave a comment with maybe your reflections, or share this movement practice with someone who could use it. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.